For this week's back workout, get ready to hit the floor. Here's another quick workout to strengthen your back, so let's get started. Move on to all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, they're slightly in front. Remember, you can always take a slight external rotation of the hands so the shoulder blades can move down the back and you have a nice broadening in the collarbones right across the chest here. Knees underneath the hips are slightly behind. Let's just move through a couple movements of cat and cow here. So inhale, extend the spine. Now watch you don't dip the belly and the shoulders don't crunch up. You're really just looking for length in the spine here. You can lift the chin slightly. And on an exhale, as the navel moves towards the spine, round the back, inhale, lengthen. Imagine a string pulling the top of your head front towards me. Exhale, scoop the navel towards the spine as the pelvic floor scoops under and hips go under. Try to relax the glutes here so we're not pushing and pulling from the glutes, but we're moving from our navel center, again with that concept of bracing and stabilizing. Two more here. Inhale, exhale, just warming up the back, moving through it. Slight extension and contraction. Inhale, broaden the collarbones. Exhale. Nice. Now this time you're going to inhale, lengthen the spine again. And as you exhale, move the seat towards the heels, soften the elbows, lengthen the side waist as you go back. Inhale, back up. Long spine. Exhale, navel to spine, slight scoop. Bend the elbows, lengthen back to the seat. Inhale, back up. Good, so just moving through the back here, warming up. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Navel towards the back body as you move the hips back in space. Come back, all fours. And this exhale, curl the toes under. Lift up the knees slightly and move back to downward facing dog. So now we're just extending the spine here, trying to find some space between the vertebrae. Push the hands into the floor, shoulders out of the ears, and feel as if your hips are moving up, as if I had a fish hook in your navel. I'm kind of reeling your hips back and up in space. Heels work towards the mat. You can wiggle here a little bit, but once you're there, work on that core stabilization, pulling the navel towards the spine, ribs float soft and in. Pulling them in again, imagine that corset around your waist and your back. This time, inhale, all fours. Exhale, seat to the heels, move it back. Remember, bend the elbows as you go, chin in. Inhale, back to all fours. Exhale, curl the toes onward, downward facing dog. Feel like you're leading with the hips from your tailbone back. One more time like that. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, lengthen back. Lengthen the spine as you move back. Inhale, all fours again. Exhale, toes under, downward facing dog. And here, just feel with every exhale, the navel moves closer to this back body. Every exhale, the ribs come in. Relax the head. You can shake it yes or no. Really try to find that space between the shoulders and the ears so you're not pushing the floor away and the shoulders creeping up towards the ears. You push the floor away and simultaneously pull the shoulder blades onto the back, shoulders out of the ears. Looking for that nice, flat, straight spine. And then inhale to plank. And together, exhale slowly all the way down to your belly. Come slowly, keep the navel pulled in, keep the shoulders moving back. The belly is the last thing to hit. Nice. And feet move flat onto the floor. Good. So now we're going to move through some dynamic versions of Cobra. So Cobra, you keep your hands back towards your breast line. So your thumbs are right about here to the outside. Top of the head in the mat, legs squeeze together. So get used to like having this fishtail behind you. This is really going to stabilize your hips and help you cultivate strength in the low back. So squeeze the inner thighs together as if you're a mermaid and you had one little tail. You're going to inhale and lift to Cobra. Good. Now, instead of worrying about jamming your low back up, think of lengthening through the crown of the head. Chin is down, so don't lift again with the chin. The temptation is to pull up here, and that's not doing anything for your back. You really want to pull the arms, dynamically engage the hands into the mat or the floor, and lengthen the spine and the chest towards me or towards the front of the room, wherever you are. Knees can come off the floor and then come back down. 2 more times like that. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Pull the navel to the spine. Stabilize and brace. Inhale again. You might find you go a little higher. Exhale. You're really going to feel this in the lumbar and thoracic spine, which is the lower and the mid back. Inhale one more time. And exhale down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Energetically pull the hands back towards the breast line without them actually moving, so the shoulder blades slide down the back. Squeeze those legs together. Even here as the belly presses into the mat on the inhale and the exhale, feel it pull away from the mat a little bit and come down. Nice. Take a break and just turn your head to one side. Release the hands down. Maybe wag your tail a little bit. And turn your head to the other side. Give your back a break. Wag your tail. From here, we're going to do some dynamic, what we call Shalambhasana. So arms out, forehead to the mat, legs together. And I'm going to ask you to lift just your upper body. So lift your upper body up, keep your feet on the floor, and release. Again, inhale up. Try to get your arms close to your ears. Exhale down. Remember that core stabilization. So we're trying to minimize the wiggling and the wobbling. You really try to stabilize your back, even if you're not going up high. I'm not concerned about the height here. I'm concerned about length and stabilization. Nice job. Now let's just move the lower body. Lift. Keep those legs together. You're going to feel this in the low back and the hips. Lift and lower. Really try to squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. 2 more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze in. Woo! Feel the hips work, feel the back work. Let's hold this last one. And now lift the upper body with it. Superman or Superwoman. Keep the chin down. So again, this is not a neck workout. You want to keep the neck relaxed. You really want to feel the back work and lower. Whew. Nice job. Let's come up together. Arms and legs if you can. Again, it's not about the height. Think length. So as you're pulling your fingertips forward, your shoulders still stay out of the ears and your toes go back. Let's do one more like that. Hello, back. Fly away, but be stable and release. Excellent job. Relax the hands down by the side. Let's give a break again. Whew. Wiggle the tail. Allow the breath to return to relaxed. Nice job. All right, one more dynamic motion with this. This is a toughie, so you can work up to this. You can go back to that other variation of Shalabhasana that we did. This time, you're going to take your arms above your head and your legs up, maybe not as high. Take your legs out now, so feel the outer hips work, the legs engaged, and as you draw your elbows back and your shoulder blades onto the back, squeeze your legs together and lift up higher. Yeah, inhale, release down a little bit, arms over the head, legs out. Exhale, close. Again, you want to try to minimize the wobbling. Navel to spine as you lift up, low back. Squeeze those shoulder blades onto the back, feel them retract. About 2 more. Work the outer hips. How far apart can you get the legs? And then squeeze them as tight as you can to the midline of the body. Everything moving to the center. Strong backs and release. Nice job. Woo! Take a little break there. Excellent, excellent work. Turn the head, relax. See how that feels. Release. And I know these can be tough at first, but keep working on them. And then we're going to move over onto our bums. So take a little child's pose here before we do that. Stretch the back. Breathe into the back. Remember, deep breaths can help release tension and stress, which is a huge part of back pain. So coming onto our bums. Good, feet flat on the floor. Take a nice tall seat for a second. Inhale, feel the length in the spine. And exhale, scoop the navel. Roll back onto your backs. Excellent. And then we're going to take a little dynamic bridge pose. Feet flat on the floor. Shoulder blades, remember, pulling down the back, so get comfortable. You can rock your head side to side, make sure your head's in a comfortable position. Now, as you press your feet into the floor and lift your hips, the arms are going to come up over the head, navel moving to the back body, and as you exhale, the arms are going to float down by the side and the hips softly lower down. Good. Now, try not to roll through this. So instead of rolling the hips up and down, work more from the navel and just pull the navel back into the back body as you release down. So inhale, press up. Hips, legs, working. Now pull the navel into the back body as you lower down in one piece. So keep the back in its natural alignment as you lower down. Inhale up. Lift the chest open. Exhale. And imagine again that you're pushing water away, or you're pushing your hands through quicksand. So there's some resistance in those arms. Navel to spine as you come down. How about one more? Keep the knees moving to the midline of the body and keeping them in line with the hips and the ankles so they're not flinging open. We're going to take one more and hold it up here. Now hold your hips up. Keep your legs activated as you move your arms back down by your side. Good. Again, so we want to stabilize here and brace. So brace that core in as much as possible. Keep pushing into the heels. The booty up to the ceiling. Squeeze the glutes a little bit. Remember, everything's interconnected in our body. So when we can strengthen our glutes, our hips, our abdominals, that's all going to help support our back. Take one more inhale. Watch the chin isn't jutting up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Navel moving to the back body. Great job, guys. Okay, remember that first exercise we did back in week 1, the stabilization where I had your arms above your head and you were holding it. We're going to use some movement with that now, and we're moving into scissor kicks. So you can take the hands out by the side. For more support, put the fingertips down. Less support, externally rotate the shoulders so the palms face up. And you're going to take your legs out to about, I don't know, is that 60? We're going to do some scissor kicks. So you're going to kick one leg higher than the other. And notice this leg never touches the ground, the bottom leg. It stays about 2 inches. And switch. Exhale on every switch. So you're going to feel that bracing action here through the core. And watch that you don't wiggle all around in the hips. So the concept is the legs are moving, but the hips and the body stay strong and steady. So as you're moving your extremities, can your trunk and your core stay steady? If this is too much, take a slight bend to the knees. Good, and just keep switching nice and slow and controlled. And if you want more of a challenge, take those arms back overhead. Keep going with this. The next level up, we're going to actually pick the arms up off the floor and the shoulders off the floor. Chin stays down. So you want to be looking at your navel, making sure it's drawing down and in. Shoulders out of the ears. So we have varying levels here. You pick the one that works best for you as we move through these. Keep the legs extending long. Keep breathing. Nice strong legs so the quads are flexed and activated. The hips are stabilized. The trunk is with minimal movement. Remember, you can always come back down. And so I'll just take it down to the different levels. Out with external rotation. Fingertips for more support. Woo, you feel that firing up? Front and back. Nice job. Let's just take 2 more. And bend the knees into the chest. Whew. Great job, everyone. Roll it side to side. And just give your back a nice little massage. You can roll the knees out a little bit. And we've got one more exercise. We're going to take the legs to 90 degrees, tabletop. Good. And again, remember, this gives more support. This gives a little less. You're not pressing your fingertips into the floor. Shoulder blades into the back. Navel moving to the spine. And we did this earlier, remember too, this bracing concept where we just held it here. But now we're going to do some movement with it. You're going to drop the knees towards me, trying to keep the knees together. Good, so they're twisting, and try to keep the back shoulder onto the floor so you're not picking up. Want to work the trunk and the rotation here. Bring it back up. Over to the other side. And back up. Just a couple times here. Move through this slowly. And remember, move from your center. So as much as you can, use those core stabilization, those bracing concepts. Be as stable and as steady as you can. Try to bring your knees back up, not with the strength of your legs, but with the strength of your core. And draw the knees in. Excellent job. Good. Just take them back down. And let's slowly roll up, chin towards chest. You can use your hands under your thighs for support. Lift up tall. You can take a little kind of cat-cow action here to release the back. That's always nice too in the middle of your day. If you're at your desk, just take a couple of these just to make sure the spine stays moving. Great job. Make sure you stay tuned next week where I'll show you some exercises for the back you may not have thought of.